Do I have any boogers? Hi gang! Hi fans! Excuse me. Today we are in my kitchen and we're going to cook some vegan food. It is vegan. Okay, so here's the deal. I'm vegan and I also eat food and this is my go-to vegan food meal. It happens to be vegan. You can eat it if you're not vegan. Okay. Scene. Supplies you will need. Cutting board. Tofu, if you so choose. You don't have to. I actually like it. Okay. Kale. I used most of my kale yesterday, so this is all I got left. But you'll also need a potato, some garbanzo beans, olive oil, soy sauce. You don't have to get the Costco kind. Please don't. It's so hard to pour. And a hot sauce of your choice. I go with Tapatio. I'm also a fan of Valentina and Cholula. Tapatio's my main guy though. Only man I trust. Okay. You can also use rice in this recipe as well as avocado. Unfortunately, I just ran out of avocado and rice. I do have quinoa, but I always burn quinoa and it takes too long, so I'm not gonna do that. That's all you need. It's pretty simple. I made this up myself. This is my chef hat. I should have acknowledged that earlier. Okay, scene. First step is to move dirty dishes out of your way. Tofu. This is the wettest ingredient we'll use today. You can drain your tofu, but you don't really need to for this recipe, so don't worry about it. I get our pan ready as well. You need a pan. A pan and spatula. Great. I put it on, I don't know. With the tofu, I put it on fairly high heat. Not high all the way, but fairly high. And this is because you gotta get all the moisture out of the tofu. You also need a knife. Okay, and then I cut my tofu into tiny squares. You can cut them into shapes if you want. Hearts, triangles, hammer and sickle. I mean, it really doesn't matter what shape they are. Just as long as you have the spirit, you know? Now these are a little big. I want them to fry a little quicker, so I'm gonna make them a little tinier. Also, if you have a dog, make sure they're right by you because they might want to have a snack if something falls. Then we'll put this in the pan along with some olive oil. Not too much. Just enough to coat the pan, you know what I'm saying? And maybe a little more, because you want these to fry a little bit. Make sure all the tofu is laying flat, so it's all gonna get fried. Okay, and then I take some soy sauce just for some taste, you know? Pull in there. Then you wait for it to sizzle, and then you come back to it. But in the meantime, we can cut up some potatoes. Okay, we hear the sizzle of the tofu. Now first I'm gonna rinse this little bowl off. And then I just beep, dry him off a little bit so he's not so slippery. Dry him off a little bit, not so slippery. Just gonna cut this guy up and then cut tiny pieces. Again, this helps it cook faster if it's in tiny pieces. I'm a chef, so I should know. Have you guys been watching any cool shows lately? I've been watching How To with John Wilson. It's on HBO Max. If y'all need my password to use it, just let me know. We got our tiny pieces. Now let's go back to the tofu. The tofu is cooking. I just press it down like to get the water out. Ow! And sometimes the oil will spit at you. Okay fans, so I transferred the tofu into a bowl. They're like little salty crunchy bits now. I burnt a little bit, but salty crunchy bits. Now I put the potatoes in. We're doing the same thing, just letting them sit in olive oil a little bit. And they're gonna get brown, and then we'll flip them over. Okay fans, now we cooked about one side of the potatoes. So you want them to look like this. Okay, cool. Same page. Now you're gonna wait for the other side to cook a little bit, and while you're waiting, you can watch 90 Day Fiancé.
On 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 days.
Okay, so the potatoes are probably cooked enough on the other side. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add the kale. So I'm gonna just chop up the leafy part of the kale and I'll toss it in here. Too lazy to bring the camera back to the cutting board, thank you. Got enough oil in there for the kale to fry a little bit in. Now we're gonna let that sit for a little bit. And back to 90 Day Fiance. Now we're gonna open up some garbanzo beans. And then I just drain them. Okay, then they're ready to put on top of the kale and tofu and potatoes. I'll let you know when we plate everything. Can't wait for presentation. Okay, so this is all done. I'm gonna turn the burner off. Please turn your burners off. Okay. Now again, this is where you would put on your avocado and you could put some rice in there too if you have it. Some tapatio. And I'm pretty liberal with this. I keep adding it as I eat. So like this is just what I'll start out with and I'll mix it in there. Okay. Oh, I forgot one thing. Perfect. Okay, that's it. Happy New Year. Bye. I'm a little chef. Boy, chef, and boy. I'm a little chef, boy, chef, and boy. Two things I kind of want to be. Thank you.